Well, there has been some conversations that were maybe unlikely that seem to be happening between the U.S. and Iran.
That's right. And President Trump, in a surprise announcement yesterday, this is while he was meeting with Prime Minister Netanyahu in the White House, announced that this is going on and that will be continuing to go on, that Saturday is supposed to be a large meeting in Oman. And we're going to go ahead and play what the president said and also what Prime Minister Netanyahu said about this just yesterday in the Oval Office, Bite One.
Having direct talks with Iran, and they've started. It'll go on Saturday. We have a very big meeting, and we'll see what can happen. And I think everybody agrees that doing a deal would be preferable.
We're both united in the goal that Iran does not ever get nuclear weapons. If it can be done diplomatically in a full way, the way it was done in Libya, I think that would be a good thing.
Yeah, so there's statements again from President Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu, and that happened, yesterday?
That's
right.
So
this is all very much ongoing.
That's right. And once again, this isn't something that necessarily was on the radar at this point in time. President Trump had floated that there would be some direct talks potentially with Iran, or that he was at least open to that. Now, Iran is pushing back a little bit. They're saying the foreign minister said the discussions in Oman would be indirect, which normally means there's a mediator. They have 2 conference rooms. Someone goes in between. I think there may be some nuance here, some semantics that they're getting through. But it is a sign that President Trump is using diplomacy. This comes as a time, though, where we are seeing buildup of military forces in the region. There have been reports of B-2 bombers that are, the flying wing, the stealth bomber relocated to the Indian Ocean, places that are within striking distance of Iran, as well as the buildup of the military because of the attacks on the Houthis, which are a proxy for Iran as well, that it's almost as if the administration is playing the diplomatic card, but also showing strength in the region.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, President Trump said, he's using his envoy, Steve Witkoff, who has been part of the U.S. delegation. He'll lead the U.S. delegation with these talks on Saturday, it seems. That's what sources are saying, this Saturday in Oman. So those potentially are happening, again, putting to work some of these special envoys that he has been talking about. I think that's interesting. Just like we have Rick Grenell, who's also an envoy. These are different kind of positions that can come in diplomatically. We saw Rick Grenell, he went over to Venezuela and was able to have those conversations. You're able to send people. And again, remember, we live in a different time now where we have an administration that's willing to sit down and talk to people, even people they disagree with, and say, hey, this is diplomacy. This isn't friendship. You can sit down with Vladimir Putin and his team. Why? Again, diplomacy, not friendship. Looking to end wars, not to befriend them. That used to be the way things ran, but for some reason 4 years ago, they decided that the idea of even sitting down and talking was too much. The President Trump sitting down and talking with North Korea. Did you feel scared of North Korea for the 4 years of the first Trump presidency? I didn't really. Why? Because they had this contentious, but an actual relationship, whether it was positive or negative. There was people sitting down and having discussions, and now you see a Witkoff coming in to potentially lead these negotiations. Again, that's what sources are saying. And I'd love to hear from you. What do you think about this? Do you like that we are doing this? 1-800-684-3110. Should we be sitting down with leaders in countries like Iran or Russia, China, ones that are historically not the most friendly with us, to hopefully tamper down destruction over the long term?
Right. And as we know, President Trump says he doesn't want more war. That is what he ran on. He is trying to end wars in Ukraine and Russia, and trying to do that through negotiations. He also wants the end of the war in Gaza, but he is also not afraid to show strength through positioning military assets, maybe showing that this is a potential if you don't go down this line. And the interesting fact about this also is that, the difference in an Obama administration negotiating a so-called nuclear deal, what that ended up being was relief of sanctions, very nominal inspections by the UN, which most of the time the heads up they had to give them, there was nothing there to see when they got there. Cameras being turned off so the UN couldn't monitor them. That was no real deal. When President Trump goes in, and what Steve Witkoff has already shown in many of the releases of prisoners held in places like Russia, that he's able to negotiate and get deals for the American people. The difference with negotiating with Iran here and why this isn't a rerun of the Obama administration negotiating with them is because there will be some sort of actual get for the American people. There was nothing that we got out of the Obama nuclear deal because we gave them sanctions relief, freed the coffers of cash that they had, and got no real assurances that Iran wouldn't continue their nuclear program. As a matter of fact, we know that they continued it. They continued their ballistic missile program, so the delivery mechanism of a nuclear weapon, they were still able to keep on developing the entire time. That was never addressed by the JCPOA. But what will happen here if there is a deal to be had, if the Ayatollahs in Iran will come to the table and talk seriously? There is a deal to be had. And what does the American people get out of it? A non-nuclear Iran.
Yeah,
that
safety
would be the get.
That's what I don't understand here, why there would be complaints with this. The idea is to calm the world stage, something that's very needed right now. Let's just be honest. It's all very needed. We are so excited to announce the ACLJ's brand new app, completely redesigned to provide you with the best tools available to partner with us at the ACLJ. You can watch the daily Secular program, sign the petitions, customize your ACLJ membership experience, donate with the click of a button, and receive up-to-the-minute critical updates that the mainstream media can't censor. Just scan the QR code on your screen or go to your phone's app store, search ACLJ, and click install. It's that simple.